Alrighty. Let's get our code spaces back up and running. Alrighty. Yeah, my computer's being slow right now. There we go. All right. All right, cool. Wow, this is something. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Let me try again. Here's just the users. Yeah, my computer is like freezing up. This is crazy. Y'all can hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So let me stop this real quick. All right, I'm just gonna restart my laptop here. I'm on my cell phone right now. All right, y'all. So yeah, I know that was a lot. Did everyone able to make that work though? Like to map through the post titles? I know Love got it to work. What about you, Brandon?
I did not, but I feel like I have everything here, so I could share my screen if you could see it on your phone.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and give it a shot.
Okay. Would For some reason I had to create my own JSX folder, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but
Oh yeah, you never found the SRC folder?
no, yeah, I didn't. So I had forked the to-do list React with fetch template. And it just didn't mine didn't have anything in it really. So I had to create my own.
Yeah, that's. I would share your screen and let's get you the right thing because it doesn't sound like you have the right one. Um. Oh wait, there's so you created your own.
Yeah, so I just
Um.
created my own. I got to delete this, but yeah.
No, let's scratch all this. Um. Maybe copy the code like inside of the. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Wait, because there's some things missing. So let's only do. Uh. Like line 28 to line 8. Yeah. Okay. And let's close this and show me where you
Just close this tab or this code space.
the whole code space.
Got it. Uh, okay, so let me pop this here and then go to my code spaces or
Yeah. Well, actually, go to the Four Geeks like projects thing where it said the to do list with fetch, which is similar to the other ones we use, but regardless. Okay, so React Hello, right?
yes. Oh,
GitHub.com.
got you. So what I did was I did edit in GitHub. I went that route and then it
Okay,
pulled up something else.
got you. All right, so yeah, do
Oops.
that one
Okay.
and then paste
Gotcha.
your thing.
Got it.
All right. Anybody else? Was everyone else able to get it done?
Mine is having on the console log. It says respond promise pending. It says that it's pending.
All right. Go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Let me look at your code. Hello. Oh, because you have to on line 19. You have
Mm-hmm.
to return the response.json. Right now, you're only console logging it. So get
Oh,
rid
so
of
I
the
need
console
to
log and only have it say response.json.
like this.
I think. Oh yeah, yeah, that looks good.
Um, let's see. I don't know if it's working. It's undefined and it's like doing assume.
Go back to your code again. Host.map. And the title. Host.length. There's a JSON. Oh, so on line 21,
Mm-hmm.
you're console logging it. You don't want to console log. So console
Oh,
log, it only makes it show something in the console. It doesn't do anything else. So
Okay. Um,
There.
now.
Refresh it. Cannot redefine. Cannot. So phantom. What?
Oh no, this is another. I mean, it means this, but it should be one of these. Mm.
One of what? What do you mean?
No, no, because these are another problem. Like it doesn't have to nothing to do with the code. It's from this not bars, something different. Um,
Okay. But I don't see anything. So let's go back to your
mm.
code. Scroll down. Oh wait. Hello. I saw hello.
Yes, it says hello on the title. Yes.
Cause where does hello come from? Is that from line 37?
Yes.
That's weird. So post dot length greater than 0 to that. So scroll up. For some reason, it's acting like post dot length is still 0. Set posts. Um, weird. Can you online at the after line 30 hit enter and console log posts, and can you tag it
Post like this.
like in the console log? Like no. So go to it. When I say tag it, what that means is inside the console log parentheses of line 31,
Mm-hmm.
put a comma
Oh,
and
okay. So
then
this. Okay.
hmm? Yeah, and then something like that. Yeah, posts. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now let's go back to your console, refresh it. Failed to fetch.
It's,
Um
it's
so what can you show your console log again? Your inspector?
console. Okay.
Uh I don't see it here anywhere. Can you go to network? You see on the top it says elements, console, sources, network. Pending, pending, pending. Scroll all the way down. Why does it keep on pending? Huh, wow, it just keeps going. All right, let's go back to your. What, click on one of them? Actually, go back there. Anyone? All the way to the left? Nope.
Oh, okay. Here.
Yeah. Oh, now it's okay. Click on preview. That looks good. Go to response.
Oh, why is it's like it's taking a right, but in another
Uh,
website or
go. Oh, why does it keep going? Go to your code again. Um, hmm. and it's never even showing up once.
Mm.
Uh, it's just saying hello, like it's empty. Post dot length. Scroll all the way up. Hmm. Is anybody else's working? Yours is working, right, love?
Yes, mine is working.
Uh,
Mine is not working. But I think I
yours.
have something bad in the code.
Damn, I can't think of why this is happening with you,
Hmm.
Israel. Post dot length greater than 0. Um, damn, I'm lost of words. Response.json, response to post. Um, can you go to line 21 and put curly brackets after the arrow? Okay, now go to the left of there and hit enter.
Where?
So the whole point of putting curly brackets is so you can put more
Okay.
code inside of there. So hit enter a few times. And on line 22, um, say if post dot length is equal to 0, set post to data, just like it's showing you. Set post data there. And then get rid of line 25. Like, only get rid of, not all of that, only the set post data part. Um,
I'm not sure if you mentioned, but the length is misspelled.
oh, where?
At line 22, unless if I'm
Oh,
tripping, right? Lentttegh.
oh my God, that's why. And also line 33. So that was what it was.
What? How how to spell like T? How do you spell it?
It's been a long day. Lenggh. Uh, geez, it's been a long day here too. Let's
TH.
see. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
And then change line 33, and I'm sure it's going to work.
33. Oh my.
That's what. It's weird that you didn't get it. You should have got an error saying length is undefined with the way you spelled it. Um,
Okay.
so that's weird it didn't show that, but give that a try now. There you go.
Oh
Goodness
yeah. Okay.
gracious.
And now it's not okay. Yeah, it's not like repeating again all the.
All right. Make sure,
Now.
look at the way you spell length, Jackie, just in case.
Mm,
Just in case.
oh, thank you.
All right, sweet.
Mhm.
All right. So let me try to get this going here. This is knowing these technical difficulties. For the sake of time, I'm gonna try to move into the next part. Uh, Man, this is so annoying right here. All right, Israel. Share your screen again. You're gonna be my partner in crime
Okay, okay.
because my computer is acting up. Um, all right, y'all. So now we're going to explore a different method. So this is you getting a method, only getting information, right? Um, so let's explore a post method. So can you, on your fetch URL right there, line 18, can you copy everything besides the post, like blah blah blah.com, only that part, and paste it in your browser? You forgot the H. Um, okay, cool. So this is the API. Scroll down. Okay, here. So it's saying that we can do. You see how in the first four it says get, right? So those are all how we can do get methods, and then you have a post right there. So we can post with this. So can you click on a C guide for usage examples?
Sorry, where? Oh,
C
here.
guide for usage examples.
This is
Threat detected. Mark as safe. Okay. So scroll down. Cool. Scroll down some more. Here we go. Post. All right. So body is going to be an object. All right. So you see how it says JSON.stringify, and then there's an object inside of that.
okay.
Can you only copy the object that's inside of that
With the curly brackets or without it?
with the curly brackets?
Okay.
Okay, copy that. And now, can you paste that in the chat for everybody?
Okay.
So everyone copy that from the chat. And now let's go to Postman. All right, I'm gonna get a few buffer seconds for everyone to copy that from the chat. All right. So now, in this Postman, so briefly, so it's possible that when you try to do this code, like fetching, getting, and posting, your code could be off. So if you do it with Postman right here, sometimes there can be things wrong with the API. Like the API can be shut down or it's out of service, etc., which has nothing to do with you and your code. So it's always good to test it on Postman, like we're doing right now, to cancel out, like, okay, I know for sure the API is working. So if it messes up, it's on me, kind of thing. Um, Great. So anyway, now we're going to try to do a post method. Post method, anyone remember what that is?
If you want to add things,
Right. If you want to put a new entry into like the database API. So first things first, where the drop down where it says get, you can change that to post. Okay, it's a post method now. Um, can you go back to the website that we're looking at the example? Okay. So in the creating resource example, you see the URL https JSON blah 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 slash post. So it's the exact same URL the in the fetch. Cool. So let's go back to the Postman. So we don't need to change the URL right there. HTTPS JSON placeholder typecode.com/post is correct according to the documentation. Cool. Now, click on, you see it says body in the params, authorization, headers, and body. Yeah. So we're gonna, when you are gonna create something new like a post, or you're gonna update something using put, you have to put something inside the body. And that's just like the way you can send over information. Yeah, so click on raw. All right. And you should make sure all the way on the right, the drop down says JSON. Wait, no, click on that. Yeah, JSON. So make sure everyone says JSON. It might say text on default. So just make sure that. And now go ahead and paste what you copied in the like that part, yeah. That little box area. All right. So to review, we changed the drop down to post. The URL stayed the same. We clicked on body, that's right below it. It says params, authorization, headers. We clicked on body. And then we clicked on raw. And we made sure that the drop down all the way on the right says JSON. Cool. And then you should post what Israel pasted in the Google chat. Copy that and paste it in the little white rectangle area. Perfect. So this is JSON format, which is very similar to an object of JavaScript that we reviewed in the past, but there are some slight differences. And one of those is that the keys should have a string on them. And I think it needs to be a double string too. So where it says title, body, user ID, those are all keys. And each one of those should have double quotes around them. So let's go ahead and do that. Title, body, user ID should have quotes. Title, body, and user ID. And as Israel's doing, you can just highlight the word and then just put the quote and it'll automatically put it on the left and the right. And let's do the same thing with foo, bar. Get rid of those single quotes and put double quotes instead. No shortcut for that, unfortunately. Probably is.
Yeah.
We got to get Christian Gonzalez and what's other what was his name?
Gascas, man. Gasca, I
Uh
think. Gasca.
Graviel.
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 Oh, Gabriel.
They had a bunch of shortcuts. You can get rid of that last comma on line 4. Okay, so everyone should look like this. The keys and the value pairs all should have double quotes. Besides the number does not need it. Similarly, if it was a boolean like true or false, it wouldn't need double quotes. All right, give a little buffer seconds for that. Okay. So let's try to hit send and see what happens. All right. So it says 201 created. That's the status code, which looks friendly. It's green. 201, I think, is a good one. And it's showing you a little response down there. Um, can anyone else let me know? Did that also work for them?
Yes.
All right. And what is the ID for you, love? In the bottom
Um,
response part?
it's 101.
Really?
Mhm.
101. That's also Israel's. That's strange. But cool. So it looks like it created it. So now the way we can test if it worked correctly is, can you go back to the API documentation? And let's do scroll up a little, go back one page. All right. So if you notice, you see how there's the routes and it says get, 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 get. The second get says post/1. More than likely, that's the ID of the post. Like each, so usually the way it works with APIs is pretty much every item has its own ID. It typically gets automatically assigned one. And that's useful because then if you want to get a specific ID, it doesn't matter if it has the same post title, or let's say a user. If someone else has the same name, same birth date, same birthplace, etc., it doesn't matter. Like everyone has their own specific ID, and so it makes it easier to track it down and do things with it. Um, so cool. So the route to get a specific post is you put /post/1, or like whatever the ID is you want to get. Um, cool. So let's go to the what do you call it? Postman. And now on the top left, we can click on get, like the drop down, I mean, change that to get. So now we're trying to retrieve information again, get method. Um, and now we need to change the URL. So we know from the response down there, the ID is called 101. So you can, in the URL, put slash and then put the ID we're looking for, which is 101 in this case. So, uh, undo. All right, and now at the end of it, put /101. All right, and send it. Didn't work. 404 not found. Interesting. So that's a good moment. 404 usually means the URL is not recognized. So can you delete 101 and put like 5 and send it? ID 5. Huh. Um,
One returns something too.
one returns something too. I wish we can go back in time. All right, let's do another post. Click the instead of get, put post, and get rid of the /5. Okay, and now let's put a different title and different body. All right,
Just put
and now
anything?
send that. Hmm?
Just put anything in the title and body?
Yeah, just to make sure it's in quotes.
Okay.
Now send that. All right, user ID is 1. ID is 101 again. Maybe this is a fake API, so maybe it's like it's pretending that you're posting something, but you're actually not. I think that's what's going on here. This is an example of what it would be like. Um, yeah, I think that's what's going on. Okay, but that's a good enough like yeah representation. All right, cool. So now that's how you would that's how you would go through the motions on Postman. Now we can do the same thing in our code. Um, so let's look at the documentation again and go to C guide for usage examples. And scroll down a little. Updating a resource. Scroll up a tiny bit. Okay, here we go. So this is how you would do it. And so typically every API has its unique like usually it's the URL, the fetch HTTPS blah 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 is very unique to the API. And also what you put inside the body is very specific. Other than that, it's kind of straightforward. So let's do the following. Let's go to your code and uh, on line 27, let's do another fetch. All right, and we're going to use the same URL. So do parentheses, quotes, and y'all can get the URL from your Postman. It's the same one. Copy that, put it there. Okay. Now, yeah, try that again. Put in quotes. Okay. So, last time when we did a get method, we didn't we just did a dot then right away. And that's because the fetch will just like assume you're doing a get method. Um, but if you're doing anything else, you have to specify. And a common way that people do this is you can hit enter after line 26. Let's do a const uh, options equals curly bracket. So we can create, like, you remember how on Postman we clicked on the, we we changed it to post, right, with a drop down, and then we clicked on the body, we changed it to raw, and then we made sure it was JSON, all that jazz. The way you do all that with actual code will be with this options object that we're about to have right now. Okay. So the first one is we can put methods on line 28 inside of our options object. Methods with an S, or no method, I guess. Method, thank you, API. Thank you, AI. Okay, colon, and then put a quote and in all caps, post. Has to be all caps. Okay, that's our first. So this is a key and value pair. It's an object. So right now our key is method. The value of that key is post. Cool, you can put a comma and hit enter. All right. And then like it's showing there, the next one is going to be headers. Not in caps. And yeah, why don't you just let's take the bait, especially for time's sake. Um, do a space and then hit tab. Okay. So that one is the headers. That's what, like, remember I told you guys make sure it says JSON. There's like other ones that's like text and other things. This thing is the thing that makes sure that it's a JSON format. Okay. Everyone got that? They're able to auto do it. If you type headers colon and do a
No.
space. All right. Well, let's
Um,
leave this on the screen then.
yeah, just trying to type it real quick.
It's headers colon, and then you have to put an object, and inside the
Okay.
object you put content type, application JSON.
Um, okay.
Cool. All right. So that's that. So now let's go to line 31 and hit enter. Okay, we're doing our next key value pair. And this is where we do the body. So I typically would let's so go to the documentation. I would typically copy and paste from the documentation because they take like a specific format. Um so let's strategically copy the body method. So it says body JSON stringify parentheses. So we got all the way down to the comma right there. You see, like right before headers. That. Yep. Copy that. Paste it in the Google chat. So everyone else can get it. All right. And then we're gonna go on line 32 and paste it there. Okay. Um. So here, what's happening here is that can you highlight only? Do you see how like on line 32 there's a curly bracket which goes down to line 36? Can you only highlight the curly bracket? Line 32 all the way down. Move to the left a little there. So that's an object, okay? And you can like pass it as a variable. Like remember how today in the beginning of class we were going over deleting a to-do item, and at first we put in quotes do the homework or whatever it was, and then after we deleted the string and we used a variable, right? So similarly, what Israel's highlighting right here, that's like a hard-coded like string, if you will. We're manually creating something that says foo bar and user ID one. Instead of what he's highlighting right now, we could put a variable and make it replace that, you know? Because then it's like when someone wants to post something on your website, they can decide what is the title, what's the body, and what's the user ID, and it'll change dynamically. But we'll go that more specifically next class. So we'll keep it like that for now. And if you notice, the object is being hugged by this thing called JSON stringify. And that kind of converts it to a string because the body can't handle a JavaScript object. So we need to convert it to a JSON string. It's just a different data type. You just have to know that that's what you need to do. Um, all right. So we got, can you highlight on line 28? We got, here's the thing that says, this is the method I'm doing. I'm doing a post. Cool. Highlight 29 to 31. Okay, so this is the headers saying it needs to be in an application JSON format. And then 32 to 36, that's us sending it into the body. Every API will tell you exactly how the object should be. Like it needs to be title, lowercase t, body. It needs to be exactly like that to match the API and work. Um, and we need to put a JSON stringify around it. Cool. Um, yeah, and you typically always will see examples of this when you want to use an API. So rarely do you have to like memorize this stuff. Um, but yeah, what's up, love?
So I was just trying to understand. So what we did the first time, that's like the manual way of getting, and this is the manual way of posts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, so let's go to the documentation again. See if there's anything else we got to put. Headers, method, that's it. All right, cool. So let's go back to the code. And so now we created this options object. Um, so now on line 38, to the right of the quote on line 38, you put a comma and put options. All right. So that is what allows you to make a fetch to that URL, JSON placeholder typecode.com/post, but you're putting in, the configuration settings that it's a post method and the headers and all that other stuff. Great. And so now on line 39, we just have to do dot then response. Go ahead and tab that for the sake of time. Um, dot then response. So just like before, we did a dot then, two dot thens. You put the arrow function in each of them, and response.json, and then on line 40. So line 40 is like it's going to give you a response of like if it was successful or not, basically. Um, so like really the two dot thens are just a way for you to see, for you to feel like, okay, it worked, you know? Um, yeah. And so that would be all you need to do. So let's say on line 40 inside the console log, uh, put um put a tag that says like post status or something. Oh no, 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 no. Inside the console log. Yeah. Post status. Okay. Cool. Let's go to your website and look at the console log, refresh it. Oh god, we did everything. But here's a post status down there. Where was it? Down there. Post status. So yeah, it's just returning the thing you created. And that's just its way of telling you that it was all good. You can go to network on the console inspector. Um, let's see. Scroll all the way down. Click on the last one, all the way on the left. Not that one, the one right above it. I think that's right. Go to headers on the left. Okay, you see it says request method post. 201 created. Go to payload. Okay, that shows you what you put in the body. I'll go to preview. That's what it responds to you. All right, cool. So that's an example of how to do a post method. You have to put that options thing. It's similar with a put method. basically exact same thing. If you want to update a one that's already created, same thing. You put options and you just go from there. Great. Can you go back to your code and any questions about that? We're gonna practice this more next class, and even beyond that, like you always are gonna look at APIs documentation, and they write this stuff out for you. So it's never like you have to do it from memory. But keeping all of that in mind, any immediate comments or questions?
Um, Mine had an error, so I wasn't able to pull that second fetch for some reason. I had my dot bin seems to have an issue. Can I share it or
Yeah,
should
yeah.
we wait for next time? Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll say this that feel free to go and recharge everybody. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And I'm thinking that maybe we can do the project together type of thing, the to-do list with Fetch, um, as opposed to like what we typically do. I don't know. We'll see how we feel about it. But yeah, recharge everybody and stick around if you have any questions that you want answered now. And I'll see y'all on um, Friday, right? Friday.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Friday.
Friday,
so
Friday.
look up some stuff before next class about fetching. Glance at some of the readings. Um, so that way next class it's like not like a whole few days without any. That'd be good to get some of that in there. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging in there, and see y'all soon. All right.
All right. See you guys
Bye,
next
So
time.
guys.
much.
Have a
All
good night.
right. Have a good night,
Good
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good
See
night.
you
All right.
soon.
night.
Good night.
All right. Let's see here. Looks like we have something up with 31 and 32.